This is William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back. With all the amazing horror movies that have come out within the past 2 years, as well as all of the classics, we here at Press Start decided to put our own list of what we think are the best of the best. In this week's Top 10, we pay homage to some amazing horror movies while ranking them into our Top 5 old and Top 5 new. Kicking off the list, we have Jaws at number 5. Jaws is one of the most classic horror movies of all time. When an enormous shark swims a little too close to the waters of Amity Island, it begins to devour those who swim in it. Marine biologist Matt Hooper and professional shark hunter Quint are left to figure out how to kill this beast. With its classic scoring and a captivating story, this movie earns a well-deserved spot on this list.
And at number 4, we have The Exorcist. When a young girl starts to act pretty weird and not in a normal middle schooler way, her desperate mother enlists the help of an expert in an attempt to save the young girl. He tries to perform an exorcist that results in head spinning, projectile vomit, and some very explicit language. Can they save the child or lose to the devil?
At number 3, we have Friday the 13th. During a hormonally crazed summer, 6 teens find themselves to be in the target of a cursed place on their camp. Will they find out who their killer is? And will they ever learn what really happened to Jason Voorhees? What started as a regular slasher, this film left the audience longing for more, spawning 9 sequels and knockoffs. None can hold a bloody machete to the original, exactly why it takes our number 3 spot.
At number 2, we have The Shining. Struggling writer Jack Torrance is in need of peace and quiet to write his next novel. When he is offered a job to watch over an empty hotel with his family, he quickly accepts, thinking he will be able to get more work done. Unfortunately, that is not the case. In fact, the hotel begins to show his true nature and horrifying past that seems to all circle around Jackie's kid, Danny. The more time spent at the hotel, the deeper the psychosis Jack gets. The Stephen King classic is what true horror films should be, and why that's our number 2 spot.
At number 1, we have Psycho. After running away with money stolen from her boss, Marion Crane finds herself at Bates Motel, where a friendly manager falls in love, causing her to receive unwanted attention from his mother. Will the killer get caught, or will his murder hotel go overlooked for the next unsuspecting customer? With so many questions left unanswered, this film quickly earned the respect of a classic with its iconic shower scene and earns our top spot on this list. Now for the newer movies, at number 5, we have The Cabins in the Wood.
As Thor and 4 friends go to a cabin in the woods, they find themselves in their very own horror movie. Will the virgin survive or break all horror movie tropes? This movie saved horror movies from being the victim in its own slasher film. Taking elements from many other classic horror movies, Cabin in the Woods truly is the best of all worlds.
At number 4, we have Get Out. The film follows Chris Washington as he finally meets his girlfriend's parents and family on a weekend getaway. As the film progresses, though, he slowly learns and gets wrapped up in the family's dark secret. Get Out is written, directed, and produced by Jordan Peele. With his projects such as Twilight reboot and his recent film Us, he's becoming an increasingly well-known name in the horror space. Get Out has a strong plot with an entertaining twist, all while having an underlying relevant social commentary. That's why we think this deserves number 4 on our list.
At number 3, we have It Chapter 1. Bill's brother Georgie has gone missing in the small town of Derry, Maine. Him and his friends attempt to find out what happened to Georgie, but find out their town is being terrorized by a mysterious child-eating entity called It. This Stephen King classic is a must-watch movie, especially for all you clown lovers out there. No doubt this movie deserves our number 3 spot.
At number 2, we have The Conjuring. The film takes place in the early 70s, Rhode Island, and is based on a true story. The Conjuring follows 2 paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, as they are called out to what seems to be a normal haunting. They'll soon find out that there's more to this haunting than they realize. Director James Wan is an absolute powerhouse of a film visionary. On top of The Conjuring being masterful in its visuals and jump scares, Wan has managed to develop the movie into a sprawling 8-film universe. That's why we think this deserves the number 2 spot on the list.
Finally, at number 1, we have Hereditary. After the death of their reclusive grandmother, the Graham family begins to learn of their terrifying background as they spiral into utter chaos. Writer and director Ari Otter is absolutely amazing in setting up a seemingly normal world that all comes crashing down in an instant. Hereditary delivers gut-wrenching visuals and has its characters displaying raw human emotion. That's why Hereditary deserves our top spot on the list. There were some slight disagreements among us for these lists, so here are some honorable mentions.
First off, we have Rubber. What other movies have you seen that have the main character as a sentient tire with psychic powers? Exactly. It just doesn't happen. Rubber is a satirical horror film that follows a tire named Robert as it goes around exploding people's heads off. Written and directed by Quentin Dupieux, we felt that this amazing premise and strange execution deserved an honorable mention.
Next up, we have Scary Godmother. A young girl named Hannah is made to go into an abandoned house by her main cousin Jimmy and his friends. She ends up being transferred into a place called Frightside, a place where kind Halloween monsters live, and meets her scary grandmother. Will Hannah be able to get home?
Next up, we have Teeth. Teeth follows Dawn, a high school girl who practices chastity until one day she decides to break that vow. During that act, she learns a horrifying fact about her body. I won't go into details, but the basic premise is that she has teeth you know where. You can see how that plays out throughout the film. With an absolutely terrifying concept, we thought this deserved an honorable mention.
Next up, we have Scary Mother 2, Jimmy's Revenge. After the first Scary Godmother, Jimmy is afraid of monsters that he knows are real. He makes plans to stop Halloween from coming to the monsters can't get to him. Will Hannah, Scary Godmother, and the rest of the cast be able to make Halloween happen?
Finally, at number 5, for our honorable mentions, we have Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo and the rest of the members of Mystery Incorporated head to an island resort called Spooky Island to solve a mystery. Demons are haunting the island due to the construction of the resort. Will the gang solve the case in time?
Do you think any of these movies are scary?
I mean, if they're just as scary as my GPA, my student debt, and my bleak future, then yeah, they really are.
Okay.
Well, that's our top 10 picks for the best horror films to watch this Halloween season. Stay tuned because we will be right back as guests from Rumor Report help us decide what Halloween costume is hot or not.